Good evening, America. Here we are, October 21st, basically 2 weeks out from probably what will be the most consequential election we've ever been involved in. What the heck happened? There it is. I don't have it on there today. It got hot outside, but let me shift shirts on that. It'll change because, well, frankly, you know I did. There's never a time. Oh, what is that doing? Stop it. That is not supposed to do that. There is never a time that I don't. Molly, I cannot do that right now, love. I did vote today. And I did a thing that was easier back in the day. Back in the day, we had this big old 7-foot tall, 3-4 feet wide curtain across it, huge monolith of a machine that one would walk into. It would be very easy to vote if you were just going to vote the party, because they had a lever. You pulled the party lever and it went right down the ticket. Then you pulled the big lever and it cast your ballot. They worked very well. However, that didn't leave you, there weren't a lot of options. You either had to go down and click each one of the little levers and know exactly who you were talking about, or you did it that way. Many people did it that way. Probably not the best way to do it. Today, however, when I went in, and I know for a fact that when my wife went in, it would have been easier if we'd have just had a party lever. Not because we don't listen, not because we don't look. We went in and went down the candidates. Now, we had relatively easy election here. We had the presidential general election. We had the United States Senate election. We had the United States representative election. And we had the local representative election. So there were only basically 8. Well, there were other under candidates, including Robert Kennedy Jr. was still on the ballot. Hope a lot of people voted for him. But not to have him win. But I went down and I hit every candidate. I hit every candidate for a reason. Every candidate saved the very top of the election I have spoken with personally or know personally. I don't know Kamala Harris and Tim Walz personally. I certainly don't know the orange shit stain personally and have no desire to. And I do not know Shady Vance, and I have no desire to. However, I have met both Marsha Blackburn and Gloria Johnson. I have met Lori Bergman and I can't even remember the other Trumper's name. And I have met and called friends with the person running for our state legislature, Brittany Warfel. I have spoken with these people, all of them. Anyway, that is what educated my vote. That is what made me go to the choices that I went to. And they were the Democrats right down the ballot. Every single one of them. I could not, in good conscience, vote for the people running against those people. Having spoken with Marsha Blackburn, I've never seen anyone that speaks so both sides of her face. Having spoken with the Republican candidate for the U.S. House and having spoken with Lori Bergman, I could not in good conscience vote for him and had to vote for Lori Bergman. Having spoken with Brittany Warfel, the candidate for our local representative to the state legislature, I know the person. I know where they stand. I know what the critical issues are. I know which ones are important to them. That's how your vote has to be decided. And it's getting harder to make those decisions. It's getting harder because real journalism is becoming far more expensive. Real journalism, we're starting to run into paywalls all over the place. Used to be, I could spend $5 a week or $20 a month and get a newspaper that I trusted. That's not the case anymore. And now, any of the major news outlets are beginning to put up paywalls. The most recent one that I trust their reporting for the most part, but I still look it up every time, is CNN. You can read about 3 or 4, just like the Washington Post, just like New York Times. You can read 3 or 4 of their articles now. From there on, you're going to have to pay. It makes it harder. What that does is it drives people to the internet. It drives people to people like me who speak their mind, who put their opinions out there. But I'm not reporting the news, people. I'm reporting my take on it. And my bigger concern right now is why so many out there don't see the things that make a difference. I can only think you're not looking close enough. I had a friend of mine, a guy whose mind I truly appreciate, a guy whose opinion and sense of humor I have truly appreciated, post a thing today saying that he paid this for groceries and this for gas, and I don't care if he's rude or not. Not about him being just rude, people. It's not about just being rude. He is that, without a doubt. But why don't you see the things that are real issues? Most recently, and these are all things in the last few days, one of his big things has been talking about the crime in California and their, I think it's $950 law about shoplifting, that the authorities are not supposed to go after people stealing less than $950. Saying that people are walking in and stealing refrigerators and air conditioners. Now, an air conditioner, small window unit, I can see somebody doing that. A refrigerator? You're carrying, you know somebody's going to carry that out on their back? Why don't you see how fucking stupid these statements are? Why don't you see that the man at this point in his life is cognitively degenerating? It's in every single time he does a rally, it's becoming more and more evident. But let's take that a step further. I'm sorry, guys, the guy shits himself on a regular basis. It is now on tape. You can't tell me that that wasn't a shark. If you didn't see or hear the video, well, first of all, my condolences if you were there to hear it live, because I can't imagine that it was particularly pleasant to be around it. But the guy shits himself, and you just ignore that. His brain is going to mush, and you just ignore that. Most recently, he was talking about Joe Biden, saying that Joe Biden was not the guy because he was over 80 years old, and he's not. Joe Biden does not have a family history of dementia. You do. he is over 80 now, and he dropped out of the race, in part because of that age and the problems that were coming with it. However, you're 20 months away from that. 20 months. Less than 2 years. With a family history of dementia. How do you folks not see that? How do you not see that that's an issue? That's definitely an issue. He can't finish an interview. He can't. Lately, they've been, oh, my people are saying that it's time to go. Sorry. It's time to go, right? My people are over there, and I'm calling them to tell them I'm too tired to continue. Please say it's time to go. That's what he's doing. Why can't you see this? He can't finish a rally without spending 30 minutes standing there, swaying to the music, conducting the music. By the way you were conducting it, the one you were conducting was in 4/4. It doesn't go like that. Well, no, it does. 4/4 does go like that. 3/4 does not go like that. But that's you. But you're standing there conducting because you can't finish a rally. Why can you people not see this? Now you can start all that bullshit with the song Time to Say Goodbye. I wish the fuck you would. I guess it's a good thing that I can't keep this lit. One of the more recent lies. He said this, people. Look this up. Biden likes me more than Kamala. Really? You can't see how fucking disjointed and crazy a statement like that is? And straight out, that was his idea of this is a reason to vote for me. Lying like that. He did another thing, trying to talk about energy. That's become a big thing for him. It would be so good if we were energy independent. Hold on just a minute, we are. By a lot. Record amounts. We've never been exporting more and importing less than we are right now. It's just the people you ask to keep the prices high are still keeping the prices high. But he can't even say the words when he's talking about that. He was trying to say liquid gold. He couldn't get that together in his brain. Why can you not see this? The people on that side bitch about how their kids are exposed to so many terrible things. Oh, they're putting tampon dispensers in the bathrooms. Furries are being allowed to be in the classroom, and they're demanding litter boxes and getting them. By the way, that's a lie. There is no evidence whatsoever to support that. But your kids are being exposed to all of these things. But then, in his rally, talks about violence against the people that don't agree with him, and actually talking about Vice President Harris, who will be President Harris, talking about her, said she was a shit vice president. It's okay to expose your kids to that. Going back to my friend, yeah, he's rude, but I'm still going to vote for him. Yeah, but you'll sit there and talk about your moral values, and you'll talk about what your kids are being exposed to. The same guy has a real problem with trans people. You'll talk about all of that, but you won't talk about just the way he openly, to thousands of people, says these sort of things. Can you tell me something? How do you not see that that is not going to serve us internationally? This is the guy we're talking about leading the free world? And you can't see that that might not be the right trait? Maybe that being rude, just because you're fucking rude, may not be the best way to go? Why can't you see that? Doesn't stability mean anything to anyone on that side anymore? Doesn't having people around the world look at the United States as a shining example, which we are and we will continue to be, and we're even getting better now, isn't that stability important? Gavin Newsom just recently said a thing, and I agree with him 100%. Wake up. You want to sit there and talk about people being woke? Could you please wake? Just a little bit. Do you not see the things that this is causing around the world? My final question to all of them: is it okay with you when you look at all of this and you sit there and say, well, he may be rude, but I'm voting for him? Do you not see that fascism starts right here? It does, people. I went out today. If I'd have had a party lever, it would have been easy to pull that bastard. Oh well, I did it one at a time, because I can see nothing good coming from what has become of the Republican Party. Republican Party, if you can get your party back from the idiots that are MAGA, if you can get your party back from the idiots that are the deplorables, I will listen to your Republican rhetoric. I will listen to your Republican concerns. If all you're offering me is somebody that somehow the people supporting him can't see his danger, I can't be with you. I hope my friend sees this, because I still consider him my friend. Actually, I have a few of them out there. If you can't see these things, as Gavin Newsom said, wake up. I love you, America. Share this shit.